What's going on, everybody? Cooper Eisenmann here, your Tri-Valley and San Ramon Valley area realtor, and I want to bring you a short video about Livermore, a town I love, a town I live in, and a town I grew up very close to. So in this video, I'm going to give you 30 things I love about Livermore and one thing that I don't like about Livermore. And frankly, the one thing that I don't like has been a point I have received from several clients of mine who I've met from YouTube. And when talking about Livermore, this is one thing that most of them have commented on in the past. So if you don't know me, you've never seen my channel before, and this is the first time you're seeing me, I am a full-time real estate agent in the Tri-Valley and San Ramon Valley area of the East Bay Area. So that's Bay Area, California, and those cities consist of Livermore, Pleasanton, Dublin, San Ramon, Danville, and Alamo. So I specialize in these cities. All of my business is between Alamo and Livermore. Every now and then I'll get a listing or a buyer for the outskirt areas, but primarily that's where I work. So if you need anything buying, selling, or investing in real estate, I am your person to go to. Call or text me directly to reach out if you need anything from me as it pertains to buying, selling, or investing in real estate. I am going to put my phone number in the description below along with my email address. So reach out to me any way you want, but calling and texting is the best way to reach out to me. I have my phone on me 24/7, and I always get back to you within 15 or 20 minutes. So it's super fast and super convenient. So let's get to the video. Again, this is off the top of my head. I wrote down a few little notes about what I love and what I don't like, but the rest is going to be off the top of my head. So it's natural, it's real, and you're not getting anything scripted here. So 3 things I love about Livermore. One being its small town feel. I live in Livermore. I own a home here. We've lived here for the past 2 years, but I grew up in Pleasanton, which is the city just west of Livermore. So it's the neighboring city. So I've spent a lot of time here growing up, and I live here now, and I do a lot of business here. And I can tell you from experience that Livermore, similar to Danville, is one of the last cities here that has a real small town feel. Everyone feels like they're in a community together. They do things together. They go to the Livermore Rodeo together. They go to the Thursday night and Sunday morning farmers markets. You see the same faces, the same people around town, in downtown Livermore to get a bite, to hang out, whatever the case may be. It's got this weird vibe and feeling of a small town feel, and I think the residents of Livermore really value that. I know I do, and I feel it. And when you talk about Livermore, it still has a little bit of that. One pain point for people who have grown up here or have lived here 40, 50, 60 years is that they feel that small town feel is beginning to leave Livermore. And that's one thing that they're not happy about, that they wished would change because of the massive growth we have seen in Livermore. But being a new resident here, obviously haven't lived here 30, 40, 50 years, but being here 2 years, and being able to experience all of the cities in the Tri-Valley and San Ramon Valley, because I work in all of them and I'm traveling through them each and every day, I can tell you from experience, I still get that small town feel, and I really value that and really like that in a city that I'm in, and I can say that Livermore does have that, which I really love. Now, number 2 on the list of things that I love about Livermore is that it's an older community. Now, I know some people are not going to relate to this, and especially the buyers that are coming into the market these days, in my experience, probably won't like this or agree, but I like the fact that it's an older community. Older community means these homes were built in a different time, which means that the restrictions and what type of properties and the lots they were built on are different now than they were. So you have high density zoning and you have low density zoning. Most of the homes in Livermore, and frankly, all of the neighborhoods that are older, that are like 60s, 70s built in any of the cities I mentioned earlier, are going to be this way. But Livermore just has a bit more of it when you compare it to, say, like a Dublin or a San Ramon. So older homes, for me, I like them because they're typically on larger lots. So if you have a small family or a large family and you're looking for a true single family home, a 3-bed, 4-bed, 5-bed, 2, 3, 4 bath home, and you utilize the outside, you use your backyard, you have kids that like to spend a lot of time outside, then some of these older cities, especially cherry picking older neighborhoods in any given city, is by far going to be your best option for finding a house with a larger lot that offers a backyard space to utilize. So that's one thing I do like about Livermore. I know if you've seen my other videos that are tailored to the buyers that I am receiving today, who typically don't care much about larger backyard space, then you'll hear me say a downside to some of these older cities is that the homes are older, of course. And most of the buyers today care more about things like schooling, age of home, and don't necessarily need a larger backyard space. But for someone like me, who prefers a larger lot, a little more space between neighbors, this has been a great area to do that. Now, another downside to that, of course, is that there's not much new construction, as I just mentioned, many buyers are looking for that in their new home search. So maybe another city would be a better option for you, say San Ramon or Dublin, which has a ton more options and inventory as far as homes that have been built in the past 10 years or the past 20 years. Now, the third and final thing that I love about Livermore, that off the top of my head, is it is more inexpensive than the neighboring towns or cities. So Livermore is definitely the least expensive option if you're going to be home shopping for homes in the Tri-Valley or San Ramon Valley specifically. Alamo, Danville, San Ramon, Dublin, and Pleasanton are all generally more expensive. Now, of course, you can cherry pick some certain neighborhoods. If you're going to be looking for a condo or townhome, some of them can be pretty similar in each city, but a true detached single family home almost across the board is going to be less expensive in Livermore than it is going to be in any of these other cities. But the only argument to why you would prefer to spend more money than less in Livermore is going to be my one thing I don't like about Livermore, which we will get into right now. And that one thing off the top of my head that I have heard from clients in the past is that Livermore doesn't have as good of public schooling as the neighboring cities or the entire Tri-Valley or San Ramon Valley area. Overall, the public school system is rated less than Pleasanton, Dublin, San Ramon, Danville, and Alamo. It just is. That's just a reality of Livermore. So we live in the Bay Area. We live in an amazing area that is generally safe, generally has good schooling, and is just nice to be in. When you relate Livermore public schooling to other cities, sure, on the rating scale, it is less than, but I can tell you that the schooling overall is still very good, and I hope you don't look past it purely based on the school ratings that you're seeing, because it goes deeper than that. So school rating is based on primarily 3 sectors, and that is test scores, academic progress, and equity programs within a school. So typically those 3 things will create the score out of 10 that you're seeing that puts a school rating in place. So I have greatschools.org pulled up right now, and I'm looking at the public schooling in Livermore. I see an 8 out of 10, a 7 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 7 out of 10, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 out of 10 ratings, and 3 5 out of 10s, and then we have 2 4 out of 10 ratings. So let's look at Junction Avenue, which is a 4 out of 10 rated school. So it has a 2 out of 10 in equity, a 5 out of 10 in academic progress, and a 4 out of 10 out of test scores. So that's it. That's the 3 things I love about Livermore and the 1 thing I don't love so much about Livermore off the top of my head. Purely based on my experience living here and also what I'm told from the clients that I am shopping for homes for, who end up buying in Livermore, and who end up saying no to Livermore because of the schooling. Because I'll be honest, the schooling factor has played quite a big part in some of my clients electing not to move or buy a home here. If you need anything from me in the future, please reach out. I am the person to go to. Anything buy, sell, or invest in the Tri-Valley or San Ramon Valley areas. I really look forward to talking to you soon and helping you answer any questions you possibly have, and more importantly, helping you buy and or sell a home. Reach out to me, call me, or text me directly. My number is in the description below. I'm available any time of day, and I always get back to you within 15 or 20 minutes. Thank you so much for watching.